Hey guys, what's going on? This is TerrenceRe, and I got another video for you. Another taping of What Am I Trading? We're gonna go over an iron condor that I have on right now. We'll go over the specifics of it, how I set it up, maybe why I set it up. We're gonna do some technical analysis of Tesla. We're gonna look at the chart of Bitcoin. I may give some targets for Tesla, and I'm gonna talk about where I'm looking at buying and getting into Bitcoin. Nah, not right now, but we're gonna talk about that and much more. I feel like going in today, so right after the buffer, stick with me. All right. So I'm going to the platforms that I use and the platforms that that I like to use. And that I'm comfortable with. And when people ask me what to use, either Thinkorswim or TastyWorks, both created by the same people. I just am used to the charting and the technical analysis on Thinkorswim a little bit more than TastyWorks, but they getting it. They getting the indicators and stuff all where they need to be. And so you're gonna see me going back and forth between both platforms today. I'm gonna actually the trade is in TastyWorks, so we're gonna look at the Iron Condor there. But if you're looking at the screen right now, we got Tesla right now showing on the screen. It is down about $3. If we look at the the S&P futures, we got basically flat, showing us up 8 handles. Nasdaq futures up 36. That's flat because you look at these percent change. So you see like 0.27%, 0.40%. The Dow futures are down, about for the most part, everything is just flat. Now the Russell futures are up, over a whole percent, like 1.25. So with that being said, I always like to look at the Russell, look at the small caps to see what they're doing. And if they're up or they're leading down or leading up, then most of the time, then that's going to be my bias for the day. So I do not expect a big down move. Now that can always change, like if we got news or we got some news that's gonna come out, right? But I don't see any news currently at this time. Um, Let me see. I got some stuff going on in the background because I got a couple tabs open and that does like I got two platforms running, plus I got StreamYard running. So it's taxing my system. But right now the system is holding up pretty well. So let's look at this. So let's go into my Bitcoin. We're gonna talk a little Bitcoin, little tirade, right? Not a tirade, but maybe a rant. Um, and if you know me and if you talk to me out, I'm not against cryptocurrency at all. Excuse me. It's just that my take on it is that when I listen to what they call Bitcoin maximalists, unquote, somebody that's a Bitcoin, like they all the way Bitcoin, like they all the way to an extreme. Um, Hence the term maximalist, like Bitcoin and nothing else. And then you have some people that are just they just support like digital currencies. And which I do. It's just that if you're telling me that, and the reason why I have to set this backdrop, because then we're gonna look at the chart of Bitcoin, and then we're gonna go into. So this just laying the ground, my framework. So if you're telling me that you want to support Bitcoin because we want to get away from, this is not me talking. These things that we get away from the dollar, or we want to get away from, the Federal Reserve being able to print money out of thin air, right? We want to get away from that control. Well, if you've been paying attention this week, we've seen that FTX has, you know, basically the last I checked, customers were having a hard time getting withdrawals, and then some of them I think have been able to withdraw some of their funds, or some of the customers had been, but they basically were having liquidity issues, um, and it was caused. I'm not gonna say caused, but another exchange kind of participated in it, right? But basically, the money, your tokens are on an exchange, so that means that they control your funds, your like. So when basically to withdraw the money, the exchange has to, or the brokerage has to give you your money back. You got to put in a request, and you got to get your money back. It's just like going to the bank. Like you got money in JP Morgan, or you got money in I mean JP Morgan Chase, or money in you got a bank, yeah, Bank of America, or Wells Fargo, or whoever you bank with. You got to you got to put in a withdrawal request, or go to the ATM, or go to the bank to get your money out, right? The only thing is that money is FDIC insured, right? So if something happens, you got a good chance of getting your money back up to a certain extent, to a certain point. And also, those banks are subject to regulation. They're being regulated by government agencies that says that, hey, you got to do this, you got to have this amount of funds. They do stress tests during the year. So like if something was to happen, then they basically play out doomsday scenarios to see how they could handle it if certain things happen. And so that's your regulation. And the whole point of being in cryptocurrency or Bitcoin in the beginning was to evade, or not gonna say evade, that's a bad word to use. I apologize. I'm gonna take that back. Is to circumvent regulation, to kind of get around a government controlling your money, or you have the control, or like we have given the power to the people, and for it to be regulated on the on the blockchain. Now, so if you have your funds in FTX or Coinbase, or you're purchasing your coins through them, and they keeping it on their wallets or whatever. It's just like having a bank, but you don't have the regulation. So it's even worse. Now if you have like something like a MetaMask, or you have some of these you know what do they call them, hard cold storage wallets or whatever, where you keep your coins, that may be a little different, right? um I've been listening to Richard Hart lately, and one of the things he talk about, like, you know what he got a slogan, I think. I don't want to maybe a Hexican could correct me. I am a Hexican, by the way. I do have some hex. So they say, no, what is it, no key, not your keys, not your coins, or something like that. So basically, like, if your coins are on an exchange, then you're subject to whatever they go through. And so, like, basically, FTX, and the kind of little back and forth that they kind of have going on with Binance, and their own creator, kind of like, basically, they sold, I think Binance sold off some of their FTT tokens, and they just kind of created a little spiral, and all of this affected the cryptocurrency market. So I just wanted to go into that. I just don't see how it's any different if you got your money on an exchange, or you got your money, if Coinbase has your tokens or whatever. I'm not saying that Coinbase is in. Actually, I think Coinbase will probably be better, in my opinion. I think that they're based out of the United States, so I think that they do have certain types of um, things that they have to succumb to, as far as like regulation wise. But I think FTX, if I'm not mistaken, um, is based out of offshores. So it's iffy. I don't, for the most part, like, guys, some forex guys, they got these brokers that's way You don't even know what a broker is. Hopefully don't nothing happen to your money because you have no recourse. When I would trade Forex, if I was gonna trade Forex today, yeah, I'm gonna put it in TD Ameritrade, or I just trade through the futures market and get my access to the FX market that way by trading like Euro futures, the Aussie futures, things like that. I would do it that way. And so that I'm gonna get off that, and then now we're gonna look at these charts, and then that's it. Then we're gonna go over this video may be a little longer than what they normally is, but so I just feel like I got a lot that's this week. This will be the only video that I do, so I got a lot I want to cover. So let's go to the big. I come back to Tesla chart. Let's go to Bitcoin. I'm gonna give you my levels, and you guys, I like to put my stuff out there so I can always come back later. Right now, if we're looking at, let's see. So this is a 3-year, 1-day chart, 3-year day chart. So each candlestick represents a day. You see, I already got my level on here. I'm showing you guys my technical analysis. This is where I'm coming in and buying right here. And it right here at 13,000. And you can see right here why that's going to be a support level right here. Not saying that it can't go down further. It actually could go down, looking at this right around 9,600. It's possible for Bitcoin to go all the way down there. Okay, it's possible to go out and take out the lows. I doubt it, right? But I would like to see. I'm going to start buying in right at 13,000. Once it hits 13,000, I'll start buying in. Now that doesn't mean that it won't continue to go lower. I'm not going to try and time the bottom, and then I'll start like buying. Right now, I don't own any, right? But I'm not gonna just hold it while it goes down. I don't care for that. So once it go here, kick down to 13,000, I'll start back buying in, right? And whatever you can handle. This is not investment advice, right? But this is just my level that I'm going to start purchasing some Bitcoin in, and I'll hold it at that point till it make maybe doubles or something like that. I won't be in it for. I'm not going to the moon. You know, I don't care nothing about going to the moon. Now I will say this. Let's go from this high up here to this low. I just want to just for my own. I'm gonna change this to a weekly, 5-year weekly. All right. So once we do that, what we looking at? I'm gonna turn this around. And the reason why I'm doing this because I like to buy at fib levels. Now, based upon this, you see it touched the 618, and then you got a little move up here. Now it broke down. So now once you see it take out this last level and it's going down, at this point, it could go anywhere because it already passed all the levels. So at this point, it could go anywhere. So that's why I said this level right here, where the market went up, pulled back, and then broke. I'll be right around here at 13,000, looking to buy back into Bitcoin, and that's that. And it'll be a trade for me. I do not. I am someone that advocates us getting back on the gold standard. Now, I'm not saying we have to go around and use gold as our medium of exchange, but if we're going to use a digital currency, they need to peg it to gold, I think. And then that way, that'll give Bitcoin, in my opinion, intrinsic value because it'll be pegged to something. That's just my take on it. And so I don't look at it as like taking over the world or changing. Now, maybe we can do some things with the blockchain and all that other stuff. And maybe that'll change some things like, how we contract with one another, possibly. And that's that. So That's my Bitcoin thing, and this is out here. This video will be out here, so we'll be able to come back and look at it maybe a year later and see what my technical analysis is. How on point is it? Right now, let's take a look at Tesla. We're gonna come back to Tesla. We're gonna talk about Tesla. Then we're gonna still get to my iron condor that I have put on, and we're gonna go over that. Tesla right now. Let's go back to this daily chart. Now, back here, what was this? September 21st started this move back here where we crossed over our Wilder's smoothing moving average right here, pulled back. You can see it retest, touched it, took it out. For me, the same thing. That's my bear flag. Now, when I get these flags, you can get them on different time frames. You can get them on coffee good. You can get them on different time frames, 30-minute, hour, whatever, and trade them the same. I've from my experience, the best time frame to trade any pattern is the daily. That's when they're most accurate. That's what I've seen through my experience. So as you can see, you got the first level, the 618 hit. You got like this kind of almost like doji candle. Then you came down and we hit the 100, and you can see you got a wick. Came down, hit the 1618, and you see we got stopped, chopped around. All right, this would have been my 1, my 2, my 3, and we got a little 4 and 5. Right now excuse me. Now where we're sitting at now on the daily is I'm gonna remove these because these were actually some had flags on some smaller time frames that I was trading and scalping some options in. And now we see where we at down here at the 2618. Kind of stop like right here at it, right? So I think at this point, now there's no guarantee that it's going to hit all of these levels, which is why I'm not in it yet. And currently it's up 77 cents. I'd like to see it rally some. I wouldn't mind the MACD crossing over and getting back up into this level right here, and then I'll short it again. Yeah. I'm gonna short it again. I'm shorting it again. And but I want to get short into an up move, right? A big up move. So, and I'm gonna see if we can't get down here and touch this last level down here around at 105. Y'all think we can get it? I just don't know how long it'll take to get there. I care nothing. Don't get in my comments. Well, you can get in there and comment how great you think Tesla is. I'm not saying it's not great. I just don't care about fundamentals. I literally could care less. I only talk about them as like catalysts to begin trade moves or things like that. Like meaning like something, if I was to go back and look at the news around the 21st of September, I guarantee you it was some news in Tesla that started this, that started the impulse. Like there's always like something that starts the impulse move, or starting like that makes the market jump and move. And then at that point, once I know it's moving, and at that point for me, I'm looking for, chart patterns and things like that. And I just plot my levels and I just trade. So, but as far as like, oh, it's a great company, it's gonna revolutionize the world, it may be. It may be. It may be the best company, the best business, maybe out there along with Apple, maybe Amazon that we had, Microsoft that we have, right? Um, but if that's the case, like I tell people all the time, Tesla has been one of the better companies for the past since its inception almost. So why is it going down? There's no fundamental reason for Tesla to be going down other than the fact that everything in the market is going down. The Federal Reserve, the Fed is raising interest rates. So all equities, for the most part, are going down. So it doesn't matter how good your company is or what you think about it and what you think it's gonna do. It goes to show now, maybe on a larger time frame, maybe you're looking at it like 10 years out. And people always say when they get into a trade or they buy a stock and it don't go the way that they think it's going to go after like a few months, oh, this is a long-term investment. No, it was a trade when you put it on and it went the wrong way. You have no way to get out. You have no plan on how to get out of the trade. So now you're calling it an investment. I watch this on CNBC all the time. They get into something and then it goes against them. And then the judge asks them, well, you got into this and explain yourself. Well, I'm more of a long term investor. And that's what they say when it goes the wrong way. Because you have no plan or no way to get out of it, right? So for me, it's something to get me in and I have a reason to get out. When I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. I just take the L instead of like, oh, it's a long term. Ain't nothing I do um, forever because nothing is forever. But I'm not gonna get philosophical. So right now, like what am I looking for? I want to see Tesla. Now it could just keep running down. I'm not gonna chase it. I don't want to get short on a down day. So I would like to see this come up, bounce a little bit. I may sell it if it can get up into here, right around 200. Get around the 200, I may come out and then sell a call spread, right? So we went over my technical analysis for Tesla. I went over what I think about Bitcoin. Um, Now, just so I am bearish on Tesla. I do think we're gonna get another flush on Tesla, not just Tesla, the whole market as a whole. I got levels for Apple as well. I'm not gonna do it on this video and make the video too long. Stand by for another video on Apple. I am short on Apple. I do have put leap options in Apple, so stay tuned for that video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. Now, let's get to, I'm going to change and go to TastyWorks. We're going to talk about this Iron Condor that I have on right now in EWZ, which is an ETF. So bear with me. I just got to switch this over on, we got to switch this over on my StreamYard. Now y'all can see my face up close and personal. We're going to come over here and take a look at, I don't even see my, let's see, hold on. Give me a second, guys. Because right now, it's not giving me the option to share my, there we go. Now, what you're looking at right now is my TastyWorks platform. You can see right now, you see the trade up there in EWZ. It's down a little bit on the day, which is okay. Let's go to the trade tab. And right here, we're going to go to the option screen. Let's put in EWZ. And we're going to pull up. So right here, you'll see that I'm 35 days out. I actually put this on yesterday. It's 36 days out. Now, when I'm selling options, which is most of the time when I do an Iron Condor, I'm selling it. I have bought Iron Condors before. This ain't, in my opinion, the market to do that in. Back before we start having this crazy volatility, I was buying them on when the market was like compressed a little bit, and I hit a few of them, but for the most part, I sell them. And you want to sell them, in my opinion, when the IV rank is high. You look right here, we got a high IV rank of 82.6, right? So I come out 35 days, and you can look and see right now it is trading at 31 bucks. It's up on the day. Now, you can see where I'm positioned at. It's just a $3 wide. I actually put this on yesterday from my phone. I was driving in the car because I wanted to have just put a trade on and do an iron condor to talk about. I'm in a little chat group, and one of the things that in the chat group, one of the guys put in there talking about iron condor. So I wanted to have one on talk about. That's why I only did a $3 wide one, a little cheap one. I'm not really tripping on winning or losing. It's a high probability trade. And so you just want to, let the probabilities play out. And you say, well, what makes it a high probability trade? Because I'm selling the option and I'm selling it at, let's see, if I put it on today, I'm going to recreate it. Sell to 26, buy to 23. Now, if I was doing this today, I would not do these strikes. Sell to 33, buy to 36. And we're going to lock it in. And you see you collect 106. Probability of profit is 60%. Probability of 50% of the total collected, which would be like about 54, is 72%. And that's what makes it a high probability trade, because you're risking more to make less for the most part. See, max loss $193, max profit 107. Now, if I was risking 1-to-1, I probably have a probability of profit of about 50%. You see, I can make this. Now, if I was doing this today, if I was going to do this today, I probably would sell the 35, buy the 38, sell the 27, buy the 24. You're only getting 88 cents. You can move this in and then increase. Now, you see, you could do it right there. Now, this little ruler right here, this is like TastyWorks' own little expected move that they use, that they do based upon how they, they have a calculation of how they calculate this. So a lot of times when I sell my options, especially when I'm doing iron condors, or even if I'm doing a strangle, I like to always be outside of this ruler, outside of the expected movement. Yeah, you got basically a $4 movement from where it's at now. $4 down put you at 27. $4 up will put you at 35. So I like to be outside of this, and then just let the probabilities play out. Now we could clear this. Now we could come over here. If I come over here and hit this little tab right here, right? Bring this over. You can see it right here. Now I also can click this drop down menu, and then I could come over here and go to, now they have added a news tab to give you news. If you want to keep up with the news on TastyWorks, this is how you get to it. You click on that. Fundamentals, analysis, watch lists, activity, chains, alerts, and you can watch their little show that they do every day right here on this little tab. What I'm going to do is click on analysis. Now, once I bring up the analysis, I'm going to push this back. Now we're looking at the analysis. Now, up here, you see we got 35 days. In the green is profit. I needed to be in here. And then outside of here is where I would lose money. So an iron condor is basically it's not a bullish or a bearish. Now you can skew them, but this wasn't skewed. It's basically a neutral position. So I just want the market to stay in between here for the next 35 days. And as time goes on, then what you'll see is the options will actually decay. So I can get paid just by time passing by. And the vol coming out of the options will decrease the value of the options. And then I can make money that way. So you don't necessarily have to buy stock and just wait on it to go up. There are other ways, other strategies to diversify whatever you're doing. Now I actually have this account just to do trades on, and for my YouTube channel and stuff like that. I do manage my 401k. like set up so if you have like Fidelity like I do, you can call them and set up a self-directed brokerage and transfer. You can still keep some of your money in your 401k and then transfer some over, and then you can manage it that way. And I do buy stock in there, but I do take short positions in that brokerage as well, and things of that way nature. But as far as just trading, you know, you don't always have to be to buy. You don't always have to buy and just make people like, man, the market's going down. I'm getting killed. Well, do something else, right? And if you don't know how to do anything else, that's what this channel is for, right? I'm showing you like basic, and now this only costs like $300 of margin to use. TastyWorks makes it real easy to open up an account with them. Um, you can, I would say, have at least $2,000. There's a link in my description. You can use it and then sign up, create an account with them, and then learn how to, you know, learn with a small amount of money, like how to be nimble in the market, right? How to actively trade the market so that you're just not sitting waiting on something to go up and down. I don't care if I be honest with you, I just want the this particular. Now this is an ETF, Brazil ETF. So I just wanted to sit and bounce back and forth. Now we can look at the chart on this, and I'll show you what I saw. You may see like, but what made you? Because to be honest with you, I didn't know. I didn't have. I had a high IV rank. Um, it has high option volume, so it's liquid, and that's it. And that's another thing about doing trades and I doing option trading. You want to be in a liquid market so that you don't have a problem getting in and out of your trades. And so I saw this basically it trading sideways for the past since August. Like if you would have been doing iron condors in EWZ anytime from August, you made money. Now it could be now I put it on now and we get these big moves, but that's why I did it a real cheap one. Let's because just look at it, guys. It ain't like you know, it ain't like I'm just drawing a trend line, just something just to show you like the range. Let's put another one on the bottom. So this is what I saw yesterday. I came in here and I was like, man, look at this. Right? I seen this. I seen it. Now I'm saying I actually think it could bounce around a little more. Now it could pull back here and then boom and flush. Right? But I think my down, if I go back to the trade tab and see where I'm at on the so I'm all the way down. I'm all the way down here. I sold the put the 26. So even if it was to do that, that's right there where I sold the put at. It gotta take this low out. And it would be collecting a buck. So if we go back, let's go back to you see right here where it says 26. So that's where I sold my put. You see right here where it says minus 1p. Now, but you see how it extends past the 1p where it's green. You say, well, what's that? Because I took in premium. So I collected like I think like 102 in premium. So by collecting the 102, the 102 gives me a cushion all the way back to 25. Same thing here. I sold the 33. You take the premium that you collect, and you have your break evens out here at 34 bucks. So I just needed to stay within these two ranges. And if we go back to the chart, you'll see, look at the range. So if you'd have been doing iron condors in here or strangles within this range, you just made money for like the past 3 months. Could have did three or four trades in here. Doop, 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 doop. Now, this does look like some type of expanding, like a megaphone. So I wouldn't be surprised if it came down in here, right? You got a false breakout to the bottom, and then it bull flagged and then went up here to take out and make another high. But hopefully it within the 30 something days, it just stays in here. Now I can roll. If you looked at, I think I had a trade on my last video on TLT. I took that off for a profit when we got that big up move. Now I'm not gonna hold this to try to collect the whole $100. Once I get to the point to where I can take maybe 50 out of it, I take the $50 out of it and look to move to another trade. I'll manage it early. So hey guys, that's your iron condor. Basically, in a nutshell, defined risk trade. With it being defined risk is just that. I can only lose if you do a $3 wide, collect $1. Your max loss is $2. That's that. And so, if you got something out of this video, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe. If you would like to see me do some more iron condors, maybe we can find something cheap to do a strangle in. Strangle just doesn't have the wings. So that means instead of the wing would just be, these are the wings. So this is the put that I sold. This is the call that I sold. Strangle would just be selling that put and that call and just being done with it. But when you buy this put and then buy this call, you capping your loss, right? You're defining your risk. If you don't have these, you have undefined risk, and meaning absent of the wings. This is the wing. This is the wing. So that's what makes it. And by selling a put and selling a call, that makes it an iron condor. A condor without it being iron. So like if you just wanted to do a condor, you would stay on the same side of the option chain and you would just do let's go back to the table. So you would just be over here on the put side or over here on the call side. So if I wanted to do a condor, Tesla wouldn't be a bad product to do a condor in, being as that I think it's going to go lower. So let's just say, I'm not going to put it on, but I'm just showing you that. Remember, what makes it an iron is selling on both sides. It's like you're selling your put spread. Selling your call spread, selling your put spread. If you just wanted to be a condor, excuse me, you could come over here. Let's say I think it's going in the next 35 days. It'll get down to, I don't know. I'm just doing something just for the sake of this. Come here and then maybe do something like this. That's a condor. I knew what I was doing. See how it's red right here? Red, that means you lose money there. Red means you lose money there. The green area is where you need price action to go to make the money. So now if we go back to the curve, it wasn't me, it was the system. It ain't never me. It's always the system, guys. It ain't never me. Right here, look. So you can see this is where you would make money on the condor. And then you have a red area right here. And that's what makes it a condor. And I'm on the same side, right? So I'm doing all of this on the put side. If I go and do all of it on the call side, it's still a condor. But if I did it on the call side, then I'm going to go to the upside because I think the market is going to go up. And I'm going to try and peg that. Now, me personally, now you say, what's the difference between, so instead of doing condors though, I would just move this in and make it a butterfly. Why it won't let me do it? I'm going to delete this leg. Come here, right click, move up in quantity. Now you see how I got two, right? So now I sold two of these. It's $5 wide. This would be a broken wing butterfly. Now it's equidistant. So I got 350, 360. So it's $10 wide, 350, 340, $10 wide. You see how you got the red on both sides? Now let's go look at it on the curve. Now look. See? I'm just trying to make it where you can see it where it ain't too. You guys see that? You see how before up in the middle, now it looked like a pyramid or a triangle when it was squared up at the top because I moved the short strikes and made them one. You can rewind the video and go back and look through it. You see? Now you got the red right here and red right here. You lose money right here. And you need the market to go here to make money. That's that. That's a butterfly. And this area will, now this is what you're looking at. I could change this from default. Let's see, that's not at X. Let's see. Now, that's theoretical. That's at expiration. And that just means that this wide area, did I make it get big? I'm going to make it smaller. This is what it looks like now. So I round it. And as time goes by, like I got 70 days, as it gets closer to expiration, you're going to see this start turning into that pyramid like structure, that triangle. It's going to start to look like this. This is how it looks right now. And as time goes by, this is going to tighten up and it's going to get into there. And that's when you start making more and more money. The longer you hold it and it gets to within this range, you can make more money. I'll go over butterflies in another video, and I'll even put one on, and then we'll see. I don't generally like to do them like 7 days out because to make money, you got to hold them for so long. I do butterflies and like within like a week of one, like a week expiration. Sometimes I'll do it longer, but then I'll break the wing. So then if it goes through my actual place where I want to make money at the center, and it goes through it or runs either way, whether it be a put or a call, I can make money. I don't have to hold it and catch it dead center. We'll talk about that in a future video. But hey guys, hope you got something out of this. I know my video ran a little longer today, but hey, I like when I got stuff to talk about and I can, fill up that window, I just want to keep running and running and running with it. And guys, with that being said, I am out. Peace.